"Watch out!" the Irishwoman shouted to Claude. Claude turned, only catching a glimpse of the oncoming threat, before the club knocked him hard across the head. He hit the floor, and his entire body reverberated with the impact like a drumhead. The barkeep must have seen the youth as the instigator and wanted to disable him before he destroyed more of his alehouse. The barkeep raised the thick wooden club, ready to bash Claude's head in, when a pewter mug soared through the air and struck his back. The hefty man whipped around. The Irishwoman was pointing at a seated man she was standing behind. The barkeep flushed red and then charged the false assailant, who stayed seated until he realized that he was the one the barkeep was coming for. "Whoa, mate!" the man shouted just before the barkeep knocked him off his chair. The peace the barkeep had tried to maintain crashed with the man he struck. A brawl quickly escalated, and the room erupted with loud noises and soaring bottles and mugs. Claude rolled over and noticed the Englishman going for his pistol. Claude hooked his foot behind the man's leg, unbalancing him. As the man fell, Claude rolled over and onto his feet, ready to join the large-scale brawl he had helped create. But the Frenchman directed his pistol at him. "All we wanted was our wine." The Frenchman cocked the hammer of his pistol back. Claude swallowed thickly. The Frenchman, however, didn't have the chance to open fire when he suddenly noticed 3 barrels pointing at him from over Claude's shoulders. "I think you need to stay put, lad," Colin warned, pressing his foot onto the Englishman's chest. "It's time for you to go," Malcolm ordered Claude. "Get home." "What about you?" Malcolm shoved him aside with his free hand. "Go. I will not have you die on this night. Understood?" Claude never feared for his life and wanted to argue further. His attention, though, was drawn elsewhere when the Irishwoman cried out. A couple of young men fighting each other had trapped her in a corner. When she tried for an escape, one man shoved her, knocking her head against the timber wall, and she dropped to the ground. The man who had shoved her had not noticed what he had done and charged his waiting opponent. Claude raced to the Irishwoman and pulled her to her feet. "We must go," he told her. He quickly led the dazed woman through the madness and brought her back to the Faubourg Saint-Germain. He took her up to his room, where they helped clean each other's wounds. "You saved my life," he said gently, wiping the blood on her lip from where the Frenchman had struck her. "I am indebted to you." "Your debt was already repaid when you pulled me away from that riot." "Ouch!" "Sorry," he apologized, withdrawing his hand. She took the rag and held it away from him. "My turn." She dipped the rag into the wash basin, wrung it out, and cleaned the wound on his head where the barkeep whacked him. "Besides, I won't be here past tomorrow. My family and I are leaving for Le Havre." "Do they often allow their daughter to go out into alehouses?" A little devious smile appeared on her face. "They know not where I spend my nights, for they are asleep when I sneak out." "Ah, an adventurous spirit is difficult to deny or contain." I must concur." Staring at her, he felt warmth and nothing else. Not the pain in his head, and not the cold, damp cloth against his wounds. Her fair skin glowed in the single candle flame inside the room. Her emerald eyes captured his focus entirely. He would kiss her if not for his nervousness.